I hope that more people call my guests when they're on because I think it's really funny when you're like watching a podcast and someone calls. You know who Bert Kreischer is?
Now I'm like, fuck it, I'm the machine!
You're annoying.
But
Shout out to the 56 people.
Shout out 56 people. Shout out Stanton. Hoping that Dorothy was gonna come. Little boy, if you're here too, touch the tree or something. Imagine the tree falls over and we got that on video. That'd be insane. This chair's gotten significantly louder since last time I used it.
Oh really? Doesn't sock noises. Yes,
No, it's nice up here.
it's cold up here.
I asked if you wanted a blanket. You didn't say anything.
You didn't ask for a blanket. You asked if I was gonna wear a sweater, and I asked you if it's gonna be cold up here.
No, I said I'm wearing a sweater.
Oh, you did.
It'll get picked up after the show.
Be for real.
Why does Mountain Dew do this?
What?
I don't know. Like every once in a while, they just come out with the copper lids.
They've always had the copper lid.
Oh, we can't see Thomas now. Every episode, I'm gonna try to do every episode. There's just more things added to this area right here.
He's so for real.
Oh, we're matching kinda.
No, we're not. I'm wearing purple.
So this guy that I follow on TikTok,
Ooh.
his name's Minty.
Don't know
He
this.
streams Rocket League.
Did I hear you were watching yesterday?
Yeah.
Your phone was dead.
So I became a member and did like text to speech, and I was like, hey, you'd be pretty fun to have as like a guest on the podcast, which he doesn't live here. So I'm thinking if me and Tom can figure out a way to record a Zoom on a computer, then I could Zoom him in. And
You
so
probably could just record it.
yeah, so I joined his Discord, and he told me I could get a hold of him within the next couple of days. He'll probably stream today. I'll probably watch it before work, I imagine. I do every day.
You know your phone's gonna die.
Yeah.
You have to leave for work in like 2 hours.
2 hours-ish.
I'm gonna go home and do homework.
I forgot to look at what time we started recording
12,
because we have to do it in increments.
35. I don't know, go start it again.
Nah, I'll just go for 15 minutes from now. We've only been sitting down.
You're so dramatic.
I'm shutting Siri off on my phone, or on my watch, I swear.
Why?
Because it turns on like every time. I was talking to someone at work last night, and then all of a sudden I heard something talking, and it was only me and that person in dispatch, so I was kind of scared, and I realized it was my watch. It's real dumb.
Your watch is the only person that talks to you.
Damn! Well, honey, you can introduce yourself. They don't know who you are.
I'm Mariah. I'm Josh's girlfriend.
You're in school.
Be a teacher.
Shout out Morningside and USD.
Yeah.
But Morningside right now.
Roll
We're big
Stangs.
shout out people here on the podcast.
Roll Stangs. Even though I've not been to a game.
Real stings. We should go if they make the championship. We should go.
For basketball or football?
Why would I go to basketball?
I don't know, because Maddie was going to play basketball.
There she's not now.
I mean, she's still going to go to the games.
That don't mean I have to go.
She could have sat bench, but she was scared that she'd want to get back into it.
That's fine. She can go play intramural with George now.
Go play what?
Intramural. Shout out George. Shout out Northwest or wherever he goes to school. Northeast.
Whatever the college is in.
North. Whatever two directions they added together. So you're going to school to be a teacher?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right now I have a practicum in the 4th grade, and I think I want to teach 4th grade.
Shout out teachers.
I
Oh.
guess.
So I told you earlier I had something to tell you.
Yeah, but you said
And-
it was sad.
I wanted to wait until we were on the podcast. Imagine I just break up with you right now.
Nope.
I had a dream about that last night.
I had a dream that I proposed to you on the podcast. All 56 people could witness it. No, so I got on Instagram while I was,
I was shocked there.
and the first post was Spire Motorsports, which I know you don't know who that is. They're a race team in NASCAR, obviously. Spire Motorsports posted a picture of KBM, which is Kyle Busch Motorsports, posted a picture of their building, and it said something along the lines of like, we respect everything that Kyle and Samantha have built, blah, 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 blah. So I texted Josh and I said, I think KBM's shutting down. He texted me back and said, didn't you see that TikTok I sent you yesterday? Which you know how well I look at TikToks people send
No,
me.
you suck at it.
And
So I just stopped sending them to you.
so I went and looked at it, and Spire Motorsports bought KBM. Well, Kyle Busch sold it to Spire Motorsports. So it's a little sad.
Just a little.
Because Kyle's thought was that he was going to keep the race team. He was going to run for a Truck Series championship eventually because he's got 2 Cup championships. He won an Xfinity championship. If he won a Truck championship, he'd be the only driver to ever win a championship in all 3 series. And then he was going to keep the trucks, and then drive when Brexton gets to be 16, because you have to be 16 to race in NASCAR. He was going to share a ride with him until he was old enough to race on the super speedways, which is 18, and then he was going to hand the truck over to Brexton. So, I mean, I'm sure that can still all happen, but Kyle Busch just doesn't have the owner part of it now. So it's kind of sad. I was just talking to Susie yesterday. I told him that the worst part about growing up is people in sports retiring that I've grown up with.
I mean, I guess.
But, I mean, to me, it's a little sad. Some people, I don't care that they go. Like Tom Brady, I don't really care that Kevin Harvick's retiring this year. I cared a lot when Jimmy Johnson retired, but I think that's only because my mom was a Jimmy Johnson fan.
Probably. But your mom's been switching through people.
Not really. Since Jimmy Johnson retired, she kind of quit watching before he retired, but since he's retired, she hasn't really, really cared about racing, you know.
Yeah.
She liked Matt DiBenedetto for a while.
I remember that.
But I think it was only because she liked his last name.
Probably.
And probably because I called him D Burrito.
Probably.
Dude, any NASCAR driver wants to come on the podcast. I'm just saying. If they do come to Iowa next year, I should definitely try my hardest to get someone. That'd be an easy Fat Bitches on the Only. Or Fat Bitches Only on the Go.
The only one?
Fat Bitches on the Only is what I said. So when Denton was recording his podcast, that, again, for the third episode in a row I've mentioned, has not been released. Camera issues.
Shout out camera issues.
Shout out camera issues. Shout out iPhone. But everything's worked steadily for the first 2 episodes. So my next guest.
I woke up at 11:35 and I'm still tired.
I know. I woke up. I told you I was going to wake up at 9:30, but I didn't.
You woke up at 10:30.
My next guest is going to be the guy that I've been training at work. I wasn't going to have him on the podcast because I didn't know him, obviously.
Yeah.
And he mentioned to me, like, his first day that he worked on a cruise ship, which that's pretty cool, but we couldn't get an hour's worth of that. You know, we couldn't even get an hour's worth of time being from Vietnam. But,
or me living down an hour and something away from you forever.
2 hours, yeah. Don't know why you side-eyed me. That's not my thing. But
it's not my thing either.
So then he told me also that he was well, I won't say, just so I won't spoil it for the 56 people that watch. But
shout out to the 56 people.
Shout out 56 people. Shout out Denton. Shout out Ethan, Sterling.
Maddie.
Who else do we want to name drop? Maddie. Shout out
I don't even know who all watches it.
Shout out me, because I watch it too, but my views don't count.
Ha! Gay!
Did you know that this YouTube channel is connected to every single TV I have? My TV.
That's because it was just my normal YouTube TV or YouTube.
The living room TV,
account.
my parents' TVs.
It's because I got YouTube Premium and I was letting everybody else use it. Shout out YouTube Premium.
I finally got kicked off of my parents' Netflix.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Why you logged into mine?
Hmm?
You logged into mine.
Yeah. Don't be on Netflix at the same time I am, because then it'll kick me out. And tell me
sounds like a you problem.
No.
You didn't really want the Christmas tree up, did you?
No.
No.
Because it is not
okay,
even October.
So here I was trying to say this on Tom's podcast, but I don't know if I just forgot or if it just was gone in the wind, but here's the reason why I want the Christmas tree up now. I don't decorate for Halloween because I don't really care for Halloween.
That's the first time I'm hearing about that.
You don't decorate for Thanksgiving.
You can.
Yeah, but you don't.
Fall decorations.
But you don't. So the next best holiday, Christmas. Why not get a jump start on it?
Whose Christmas tree is it?
Doesn't matter. It's in my house.
Mine. That's coming back home with me.
Why?
That's coming home with me.
I'll just buy a bigger one then.
That's my Christmas tree.
Was there anything you wanted to talk about? I didn't really make a plan for your episode. I just kind of thought that we could just come and hang out. Rest in peace, headphone users, because I saw that fall twice.
No.
Tom will take care of that audio cue. So I was watching Joe Rogan's podcast, as I told you.
Oh, I know who he is.
Bruh.
He comes up on my TikTok all the time.
Yeah, he's hilarious. I learned today that there is a quite large group of people that think space is fake.
Space is real. Did you know that somebody just went up to the moon?
Yeah, they landed on the dark side of the moon like a week ago. Why is that not like national news?
I know. I heard it on the news a few days ago. That this guy just came back, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I learned that from Joe Rogan's podcast.
I didn't even hear about it.
It's crazy that that's not like. Could you imagine
Publicly known.
like the whole world stopped when they landed on the moon back in the 70s, and now we go to the moon like it's just a fucking car ride. We can cuss, by the way,
My
as I
God.
just said fuck twice now. One more time we get demonetized.
Nope.
There we go. Shout out demonetization. But yeah, so people think that space is fake, that like the stars are lights, there's a glass dome. I would assume these same people think the moon landing's fake.
Probably.
That's just crazy to me. I love watching Joe Rogan's podcast when he talks about theories like the hollow earth theory.
Is that the guy that you always show me? It's like that one with that little boy who came on
Hey,
it.
yo.
The one that you showed me the other day.
Joe Rogan's the UFC guy. He's the one that used to do Fear Factory.
Fear Factory?
Fear Factor.
Fear Factor?
Yeah, there we go. Look him up. Tom, throw up a picture. Tom, throw up a picture of Matt Rife, and then when she looked him up, and then throw up a picture of Joe Rogan right now. Put it right here, and then take it away right now.
Got him.
I might do that every episode. That's funny.
Oh.
Yeah, Joe Rogan. I love Joe Rogan. I don't care what people
Oh my
think.
God, he did a podcast with,
Sam and Colby?
no, Oliver Anthony.
I have no idea who that is.
That's that guy that sings that one song that I really like.
Tom, throw a picture of Oliver Anthony. Take it away. Got you twice now.
I'm selling my soul.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, let's not play that so we don't get copyrighted.
Hello.
What are you doing, Stinky?
Tell them we're recording for the podcast.
We're recording for the podcast.
You're on the podcast. You're on the podcast right now, Troy.
Okay, love you, Dad.
I thought he was going to say something.
Bye.
Shout out Troy. Papa Troy.
Papa Troy.
I was really hoping that someone would call you during this because
My dad.
Tom's I can't talk about this, but someone called Tom and I said answer it while we're on the podcast, and he said no. He got up and walked out and answered the phone call. But probably a good thing because it wouldn't have made the episode anyway. Shout out Tom.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
I hope that more people call my guests when they're on, because I think it's really funny when you're like watching a podcast and someone calls. You know who Bert Kreischer is?
Now I'm like, fuck it. I'm the machine.
Do you know who Tom Segura is? So they're two comedians. They do a podcast. And one time, Bert Kreischer's wife called him, or girlfriend, whoever, and their daughter goes to a Catholic school, and she got in trouble for shooting dice. But her and her friends didn't know that like they were shooting dice. It was like they didn't know that it was like gambling. It was so funny, and I wish things like that would happen on my podcast. But I obviously can't get a phone call because my phone's being used right at the moment. How do you? I feel like I've talked about it every episode so far. What are your thoughts about me racing?
Do it.
That's it?
Yeah. It's something you enjoy. You might as well do it.
I mean, I'm doing it with Lucas.
Money comes back.
Maybe not in the sport compacts.
It does. Money comes back.
You know they only win like $100 every race, and that's if you win.
Okay.
But we're gonna win. Do you have any theories? Like, you been to theories or no?
No.
You're probably into different theories than I am. I'm into
Okay.
theories about like space, the hollow earth. You're into theories about like YouTube couples, probably.
I like YouTube couples. Some couples I think are actually going to break up, but that's okay.
Oh, this is dirty.
You're dirty.
Just clean the. I
you ever
showered.
get the one from
Yeah, it's downstairs next to my bed.
the one that looks like it has like a gun safe in the back of it?
Oh, you do know about that?
What?
The little hidden cabinet. Oh, so I shouldn't hide anything in there.
What?
Well, I didn't think you knew about it because you didn't tell me about it.
I'm not an idiot.
Shout out Jen and
I literally carried it.
what's his name?
Tony
Tony. Shout out Jen and Tony.
and the kids.
So this show I'm watching, the Murdaugh Murders, I think you should watch it.
No.
It was a real thing. It happened in like 2019.
You know what I watch?
Hmm.
Love is Blind.
Yeah,
I watched all of
of course you did.
it.
Have you gotten your 50 movies done?
No.
Nope. When do I have the time?
But I don't have the time.
You had the time last night to do it while you were up till 3 o'clock.
I was watching Love is Blind.
I made a top 10 movies list last night. I should have brought it. I remember what it was. If I had you do a top 10 movie list right now, would you be able to do it?
Probably.
Tom, throw up a graphic 1 through 10. Just add the movie titles as she goes.
Probably 1, The Notebook. They're all going to be romance movies.
That's fine. Most of mine are like horror or war movies.
2, Love Again. On Netflix. Just watched it like 2 days ago, but it's so good. Love John. I need to look.
All right, I can throw mine up because I remember.
Nope. Nope.
Uh,
Nope.
All right, Tom, keep the list up, I guess. Mariah's gonna look. This is a segment that I want to do with some guests too. Is top 10 lists. I tried doing a top 10
Does
Asian
it have
food.
to be movies or can it be shows?
It's movies.
Oh,
Shows would be a different thing.
that's dumb.
Because I also have a top 10 shows.
Movie I watched, I loved it. It was so good. Oh, the woman in the house across the street from the girl in the window.
I hate movies that have long movie titles.
Oh
like
my
that.
gosh, but it was so good and it made so much sense.
Is that
to
in the
me.
series with the girl with the dragon tattoo?
No.
Because every time there's movies titled like
Oh,
that.
just kidding. It's not a movie. It's a show.
Oh, well, that can't be on the
It
list.
has episodes, but it goes as a movie.
You know what? You can go ahead and throw TV shows in there because I feel like my knowledge of movies and TV shows is more expanded than yours because I spend a lot more time watching them.
Mm-hmm. Because you watched Cheat. What?
What?
On Netflix comes up with those. Because you watched blank.
Shout out Netflix. Don't shout out Hulu, who's raised their prices 4 times this year. It went from $11.99 to $20. So fuck Hulu, and I hope I don't ever get reached out to be sponsored by Hulu because then I'll have to delete this episode.
That's good.
But shouts out Netflix.
The
I love-
Ultimatum. Love that
Netflix.
show.
Netflix
Love
is
that
so
show.
good. The Ultimatum. What number are you on?
The Ultimatum.
No, like number of your list. Tom will keep track. We'll just say.
5,
I think you're at
I don't know.
4. That was 4.
The Mole.
So that's 5.
Married at First Sight.
6.
Grey's Anatomy.
Nope.
I started it, but I
That's
finished
7.
it.
Grey's Anatomy is definitely a top 5 TV show.
Yeah, you kind of have to. You can't really sit down and watch it for so long because it just gets annoying.
Oh, I did. When I started watching it, I watched the whole first season in one day. You're at 7, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So you need 3.
I'd say Love is Blind.
You did.
Love is Blind.
ESPN The Ocho, shout out.
Literally shout out Love is Blind.
Sponsor the podcast.
I wish the next episode comes out.
Dude, what if we got
Friday.
sponsored by them and like the end of the season when they go through and have that one episode where they all come together? What if we did that on Fat Bitches Only?
This is already all recorded.
What?
All the episodes.
Of what?
Love is Blind.
What do you mean?
They're all pre-recorded.
For what?
Love is Blind.
Yes, I know that.
But weird.
So you need 9 and 10 yet.
Oh, Cheer.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was really good. And then 10 would probably have to be
Twister?
Awake.
Nope.
The $1 Million game.
There
They
you
had to
go.
count quarters and they had to try to figure out what. if
Top-
they're correct or not.
Top 1 of Mariah's movies, top 9 of Mariah's TV shows, because you said 1 movie and 9 TV shows.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
No, I didn't.
Oh, anyway,
Boy, your counting game is off.
let's go through my top 10.
No.
Number 1, Twister. I love Bill Paxton.
Even though I watched that movie 10 times with you and you literally won't watch The Notebook.
And I just remembered, I don't really remember everything on the list. I know 10 was Red Tails. Red Tails? It's a movie about the first all African American aviation crew in war. Such a good movie.
Never heard of it.
We'll have to watch it. I'm gonna put it on that 100 movie list.
I'm going to pick a movie and throw it right back in there. Make sure I pick my own. Just kidding.
Well, if all yours are romantic movies, then you have a 50% chance of picking out whatever you want it to be.
Why?
Oh, I remember. Oh, so there was a tie for second. Probably The Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile. And the number 4 was Transformers: The Last Night.
Did you write down the movie that we just recently watched, that horror movie?
Oh no, I didn't. Shit. I'm gonna have to redo my top 10. Pope's Exorcist. That might be number 4. That's definitely jumping Transformers. I don't think anything will ever break my top 3, but
That was so good.
The Pope's Exorcist was such a good movie. Did you know that the Pope or the Exorcist dude? That's Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe gained a lot of weight, and he's also old now. I didn't realize that.
Me neither. I don't even know who that is. That's okay.
He was dating like Jennifer Aniston or something. I feel like that's how you would know people. Anyway,
I don't pay attention
so
to Jennifer.
4 is The Pope's Exorcist. 5 would be Transformers: The Last Night. 6 would be Insidious: The Last Key.
7.
Best Insidious movie.
Never seen it.
Number 7, As Above, So Below.
We watched that together.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did,
No,
because
we
I
didn't.
remember watching
I
it.
watched it with my ex-girlfriend.
Well, I've seen it. So sorry.
Well, I guess I got to take it off our list then, because I didn't know you had seen that. The next one was another horror movie, Midsummer.
Never seen that.
Yes, you did. We watched it with your mom, where that group of students goes to like Sweden or something, and they go to that cult thing, and they like start murdering. It's the one where the older couple jumps off the cliff. Such a good movie. What was that? Number 8? Number 9 now would have to be whatever number 8 was before. I know Red Tails was number 10, so we'll put that at number 10 now, which means one movie got kicked out. But I don't. Oh no, that would be number 10. Midsummer would be number 9 because it was number 8 on my old list, and I threw in The Pope's Exorcist. That means half of my top 10 movies are horror
So you have
movies.
11 movies.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Well, I could go the top 50 movie if you wanted me to, but I'd have to for sure write that down and think about it beforehand.
Yeah.
I don't even have 50 movies written down on that list that we're doing. That's not even a top 10.
Then why are you jumping down my throat?
About what?
I'm not doing my 50 movies yet.
Because I have like 37 of them.
I have 0.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I just listed 10.
You have one, The Notebook, because I know you're going to put that on there, even though I've seen it
I
already.
wish I was allowed to write it multiple times.
What are you doing?
Putting my phone on Do Not Disturb. Thank you. Mind your business.
I thought you were just answering the phone. Your Snapchat, everybody. Tell them we're recording for the podcast. I know what we can talk about.
What?
We can talk about how we met. Can you
Tinder?
move that closer to your face a little bit?
No.
Yeah, okay. So we met on Tinder.
How long ago? Forever ago?
Long time ago.
Feels like forever.
Yeah.
Good old 2 years and...
Well, that's how long we've been dating. We met in, let's see, I moved back home in October, so we met 2 months before that. So September, August.
Because when did you live at your grandma's? Because that was the beginning of our
That was the
relationship.
summer of the next year. That was the year I got my car. The next year I got my car, which is almost paid off. I think I'm going to pay it off next paycheck.
Because we were not dating when your car blew up.
No, we'd only recently started talking.
Because I remember being mad at you about, I don't even know what.
Because I quit talking to you.
Yeah. How did I win you over? The TikTok sound.
Huh?
I won you over with a TikTok sound.
But yeah, we met on Tinder. I remember that day because I was working at Finish Line with Connor. Shout out Connor. Comes into the Hard Rock every once in a while and never says hi, but whatever. And then 2 days later, we FaceTimed for the first time. Fell asleep on FaceTime. How cute of us. Yeah, that was kind of really it.
My first date was a hockey
realistically.
game, and your bestie third wheeled it, and I sat in the back seat.
Mm-hmm. Tom, I'll send you that video. Throw that video up of us at the hockey game.
I was so young.
We were all so young. I was only 20. I wasn't even 21 because we were dating when my 21st. Yeah, I was 20 when we met because we weren't dating on my 21st birthday because I was with Ethan. I made him drive me all the way to Denison to get alcohol when I turned 21. I was already drunk, but
Because a hockey game.
shout out to Sioux City Musketeers.
Yeah, because I don't think that's true, though. When we went to the hockey game.
Any Muskies players that want to be on the podcast, let me know. That'd be cool. I have yet to message the person that I think would come on the podcast that I told you about. Don't say the name. I'll tell you after we're done recording.
Why does it matter?
Because I want it to be a surprise. Ethan and Lucas know about it. That's about it. They know who I'm talking about.
Because we went to the hockey game March 14th.
Shout out Josh, being the third wheel. He got really mad after that was over because I came in here for an hour afterwards.
Came in here?
Mm-hmm. Because you lived here, remember?
We went to the hockey game?
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You lived here. Yes, you did. Honey, you lived here for like 8 months when we started dating.
I don't remember that.
Because I've lived in this house for almost a year.
It'll be a year next month.
By the way, the new Forza game comes out in 2 weeks. So
you?
you're going to lose me for a couple days. You're for sure going to lose me unless you come on October 10th for opening day for the NHL.
What am I even doing October 10th?
Shout out to Penguins.
Did we even talk about that?
We probably did.
Because
I told you I was
I
going
just
to
have
make...
my practicum.
Because I told you that I was going to make some food and I invited Denton.
I have a practicum at 1:30.
Well, that's fine. The Penguins don't play till 7.
Oh, so then I'll be here. But then I have class on Wednesday.
Yeah, because we talked about this like 3 days ago because you said that, and then I said if you wanted to stay because the Kraken play at 9, but you said that you have class the next day.
I'll be going to bed.
Yeah, but yeah, so we met on Tinder. I remember the first thing I said to you. Do you remember the first thing I said to you?
Sorry about butterflies.
I said, I'm going to be honest, just looking at your pictures gave me butterflies. And I said, oh, I mean, hi. And then you said,
I don't know why we never screenshotted this.
I did.
I did not.
And then you said, hi, I want to get to know you. Here's my Snapchat, which was still Dancer for Life at the time.
That was not, dude. It looked like I don't brush my hair.
Tom put up a counter of how many times she braided her hair. But yeah, and then My Prius blew up because I lived in Pender at the time.
You lived in Pender?
With Nathan. Shout out.
No, I thought you lived in Sioux City with Nathan.
No,
That's what you told me.
We lived in Pender.
That's what you told me.
And then I moved back home. Didn't talk to you for like a month.
And I won you over with a TikTok sound.
Oh, I remember the TikTok sound now, yeah.
I had to look it up because I don't remember it.
It was
It's that one song.
like I Want to Be More Than Friends or some shit like that.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't need to look it up. It's very rude that you get on your phone on the podcast.
Emotional, damn it.
You're annoying.
But yeah, and then
Big energy.
what was the next thing? Probably meeting you for the first time. We started dating before we met in person, but I officially asked you out on the second time I ever saw you in person with a ring pop.
And I was sick.
That was when you were watching Cheer.
I was sicker than crap.
That was when you were watching Cheer. Good show, Cheer.
Did you know that
If you're gonna say that one of the coaches got arrested for something?
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me.
it was Oliver. But like it wasn't even. Let me look it up. It's kind of weird to be on your phone.
It is a little bit. Like maybe once in a while, but
You are asking me about people that I have no idea who they are.
this is the
If you want me to relate to
you
what
literally
you're
brought
saying,
you literally brought this up.
then
Anyway, so I asked you out officially when we met for the second time in person. And then honestly, the next big thing is probably either you coming to the wedding or me moving up here.
you're coming to the wedding.
Yeah, Brad and Danielle at the
It
stables.
was the next because you still lived.
Actually, so
It does if you had not lived here yet. Because I came and stayed with your mom the night before. Because remember, I got ready in her bathroom.
yeah, and then
Like-
about a year after we met was the first time you went to a dirt race with me. World of Outlaws at I-80. Shout out I-80.
That was disgusting after that.
Yeah, you should go to Norfolk with Josh and I
Dude,
next
my
year.
eyes burn
You should
so
definitely
bad.
go to Norfolk with Josh and I next year because we sit right up front, and the track from us when we're sitting there is about me to the door. Well, you saw the video how dirty we were
Yeah, it
after
was gross.
the XR Super Series.
It was gross.
Are you gonna come to my races?
No.
Oh, well, if you're busy, I mean you're busy.
Duh, I'm coming.
I haven't figured out yet how I'm going to tell the Hard Rock that I won't be there on Fridays and Saturdays. Every other Friday and Saturday. I did tell Susie already, though, that if it does come down to it next year, because the second year...
You will not be leaving the Hard Rock. Absolutely not.
No. I told Susie that if it comes down to it, maybe next year, but for sure 2 years, that I will need the week of Super Nationals off because we're going to be going there.
Who said that?
And racing. Who said that what?
Can't tell me now because I can't take it off.
Well, we're going to St. Louis in December, though, for the Gateway Dirt Nationals. I know how much you love going to that stuff.
I'm more leaving early Friday morning because I have a final.
Shout out school. Shout out Morningside again.
At 6:30 p.m.
Roll Stangs.
Roll Stangs.
Roll Stangs. Mustang Country. Let's ride.
Let's ride. Let's ride.
You don't know.
What?
You don't know what that's about. Everybody that watches sports will, though. You know, for not having a kind of series of events of what we were going to talk about, I think we've done pretty well about talking for almost 45 minutes now, minus you getting on your phone.
You cannot even be mad.
Okay, so in the off chance you guys can hear it, we have the window open, and the fire department is, I would assuming...
You are yelling, and these people can hear you.
I would assuming testing hoses, and it's very loud.
They're doing something in the ground.
That's a huge hose.
I want to see who these people are. They sound familiar.
Well, I probably shouldn't say it like that. Well, as soon as you said that, right before you said that, there was an older white guy. That's definitely a younger white kid. And then when you said that, there was a younger black gentleman. Honey, you can't just get up in the middle of the podcast. Should I go out there and ask them for their names? Just yell out the window. Hey, do you guys want to be on a podcast? Yeah. Anything you got going on that you want to talk about? Anything you got going on that you want to talk about that might interest my 56 viewers?
Nothing exciting.
No?
I literally go to school, go to work, go home, go to bed.
You're going to be a teacher soon?
A year.
I'm going to be living every high schooler's dream.
You serious?
What?
Sleeping with a hot teacher.
No.
Anyway. I want some more things for Tom to throw up on the screen. I feel like that's fun. This is fun for me because I'm not editing my podcast, so I get to tell Tom, hey, throw this up. Ooh, I know something we could talk about. Hell Week's coming up.
It is.
Hell Week. Shout out Sam and Colby. Oh, dude, they would be a dream guest on the podcast.
Absolutely. Have you seen the new Stanley Cups that have the flat lid?
Huh?
Have you seen the new Stanley Cups that have
Mm-mm.
flat lids?
You don't need to look it up either. You can show me afterwards.
I wasn't even gonna look it up because you made it a big deal.
No, but I did see that Stanley's coming out with new colors.
That's so bad
Hey,
for my paycheck.
they have new colors already actually, and I think they sell them either at Shields or Target.
I'm gonna have to look, but I can't look now.
There's like a bright orange color. What do you mean, ew?
Ew.
It's like a safety orange.
You're like a safety orange.
Anyway, so Hell Week's coming up. That's our favorite time of the year. Shout out
Yeah.
Sam and Colby.
Even
Anybody
though you
that's
said that episode's gonna be boring if it's just one house.
well, no, I don't. It would be boring for me if that's.
I wish I had it on video, Tom, because then you could throw up that video.
I wish. It would be boring if all of Hell Week is just them in the Conjuring house.
It probably is going to be.
That's so boring though. Unless they bring like.
Suck it up, princess.
So do you know? I know you don't know Ghost Adventures like I do, but they did a 3-hour like live episode.
Can we have a discussion about how we watched Ghost Adventures all the way down to Bristol and back?
No, that was all the way from Minnesota.
We watched it to Bristol too.
We watched it as we were driving through Iowa in the morning because they had that new episode release. Which did you know that they're on Discovery Channel now? They're not on Travel Channel.
They always have been.
They've always been on the Travel Channel. They've been on Discovery Plus, but now they're on Discovery Channel. I think.
I need to watch them all again, but
Dude, I know. I might when I get paid again, I might just get a Discovery Plus subscription and get rid. I'm gonna be honest. I might get rid of YouTube Premium.
that should have been done a long time ago.
Yeah, but I watched.
The only beneficial thing to it was not having ads, but you can sit around for 5 seconds and push skip ad.
Yeah, now that I got Netflix, I mean, I watched YouTube one time yesterday, and it was literally to watch Ninja stream. Actually, I watched. This would be a good podcast guest. I watched Steven Wilson from Iowa City win the NASCAR iRacing Coca-Cola Series championship.
I don't know who that is, and I can't look it up.
Shout out Steven Wilson.
Throw up a picture of him, Tom.
Tom, I'll send you a picture right here. Throw up Steven Wilson and take it away. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Second year in the series. It was very cool. It was very cool because like his entire family was in the front row and watching. His grandma started crying.
I would too.
It was very sweet. Well, he won $100,000 also. And he won a huge fucking trophy. Their trophy for that is massive. It's also called the Dale Jr. Trophy.
There's like little floaters.
What?
There's little floaters.
You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
Mm-mm.
All right.
But when I was looking at you, there's little floaters. That's what I can see.
What were we talking about before that? Ghost Adventures. But yeah, so yeah, Sam and Colby would be a fun. I hope they do more with.
Did you know Michaela watched the newest episode by herself at like midnight?
The newest episode wasn't that scary.
I said, "Girl, bye."
Do you know? So I've been watching these compilations of like scariest Sam and Colby moments, and the one that always freaks me out the most is when.
Pause. How they came out with that new React video or whatever
Mm-mm.
of what Sam and Colby have not seen.
Nope, I keep watching for it and I don't see it.
Those
Anyway,
are my favorite videos.
play. The one where that one girl that always goes and tries things that you knew about, the one that did like the Marine boot camp and
Oh, the challenge accepted girl.
yeah.
Okay, I'm picking up my phone to look at what her name is.
But the one that I'm talking about is when they're with her in that like bigger building and they do that thing with the recorder. And the one guy asks, "Do you?"
Michelle.
I have no idea what her name is, so you could say whatever, and I'd probably say yeah.
Michelle. It's just like Khare.
Khare.
Care.
Probably Care. That's what my dad calls grandma.
Care.
Karen. That's usually what he says. Or like when we're
Ask
playing
and
marbles,
move.
when we're playing marbles or something, and he like says something, he'll be like, "Karen, what are you doing?" So anyway, but so the one I'm talking about is when they're on when they have the recorder thing, and the one guy asks, "Is there a little girl here?" And then in the background that they think's on the recorder, you hear a guy go, "Lily." But then when they replay it and it's not on the recording and they all heard it, well, only Sam and Colby heard it, but they all heard it like with their own ears. That's insane.
I couldn't imagine.
That's what John's also gonna. We're also gonna talk about some pretty heavy paranormal stuff when he's on. I'd love to have like a paranormal person on the podcast because
I would love to have somebody walk through my house.
this one.
This house and grandma's house.
So I haven't experienced anything in this house.
There's a little boy a little boy with a red baseball cap. My bed was over there, like sideways. There's the window. Here's a door. My door was cracked open maybe like this much. And I just recently talked to the neighbors if they've heard anything or seen anything. And she said, yeah, there's a little boy with a red baseball cap who I see all the time.
Do you want to know something?
And that following night, I'm laying in bed and the door like opened a little bit. But I lived with my two sisters, so I thought it was one of them like coming in here because Maddie would always come sleep on my floor. Or Michaela would come in here and sleep on my beanbag chair. Nope, the door opened a little bit and a little boy with a red baseball cap came in.
Do you want to know something? So when you first told me that, I think it was the first time I ever came over here to spend the night, you told me that. And I wouldn't have believed you had you not told me that she told you that also. And that's the really shitty part about ghost sightings, UFO sightings. Like, even with video, people nowadays don't believe that stuff because it'd be just as easy as to snap your fingers and fake it.
And I would like lay in my bed and it'd feel like somebody like grabbed my ankles and they would yank as hard as they could.
So,
I guess you were in the room that one night it happened.
I guess I have experienced something that one night, a couple months after I moved in. I was on the phone with Mom, and I was downstairs where my bed is now, and I thought I heard someone. So the door that goes into the living room, there was your mom's recliner that sat in the corner right there, and it sounded like, you know how when you're in a different room, but there's a doorway and someone's in the other room and they're talking, and it's quieter, but as soon as I get close to the doorway, it's like they're in your room. It sounded like someone literally like leaned in from the recliner and went, "Hello?" And then I said that to Mom, and that didn't really freak me out that much. But then I started hearing footsteps up here, and I was
the
like,
house always like creaked,
and I was like,
so scary.
And I was like, okay, I'm getting a little scared now, you know.
Like my grandma's house at night, it's freaks me out.
Your grandma's house
has every kind of creak you could ever think of.
The other night when I came home and you were asleep upstairs and I brought you down, no. You were asleep downstairs on the couch. And I came home and was playing Farming Simulator. There was a really weird noise that for as long as I've stayed at your grandma's house or been there, I've never heard this noise come from that room. I've never heard that noise come from the room with like the fridge and the freezer in it. It was, I don't even know how to explain it. I've never heard it before. So it sounded like your toilet was running, but it
always makes that noise.
But not
the door's always shut.
But not the water. You know, like when it kind of shrieks a little bit when your toilet's close to being done to running. That's what it sounded like, but it would go on for like 30 seconds at a time, and then it'd shut off for a couple minutes, and then it would do it, but not quite as long, and it would have pauses in the middle of it. It was just really weird. It scared me the first couple times because I was watching Sam and Colby when it was happening. And it seems like when I watch Sam and Colby, or I watch Ghost Adventures, or I watch a scary movie, and I know this happens for a lot of people, but it always seems to me that like that's when I hear the most things or notice the most things, especially afterwards. Because when I was watching Sam and Colby at work the other night, I was the only one in dispatch, and it was towards the end of the shift, so there wasn't a whole lot of people there, and I just felt like I kept seeing things, but obviously I wasn't.
We could also talk about how that one day you, Danielle, and I were driving past the South Sioux.
That was Gabby.
Or Gabby.
Let's talk about that, actually. So
no, it was Danielle.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. Should we call Danielle on the podcast right now?
Yeah. I don't know where she is. She might be at work.
That's fine. Shout out Danielle. We should get her and Colby on the podcast.
She's at work, so she won't answer.
Fuck. What's Gabby doing?
I don't fucking know.
It was Gabby.
I don't think it was.
It was.
I'm pretty sure.
Because that was the night Gabby fucking stayed at your house and made me sleep on the floor.
I knew that. Whatever. Doesn't matter who it was.
Anyway, so we're driving past Subway.
Okay, you tell the story.
Well, do you want to tell it? Because I'm the one that saw it. You didn't.
Who cares? Go.
Getting a little attitude on the podcast.
Because it's your story to tell.
So anyway, so we're driving by the Subway, and Subway has like the buffet thing with the glass that you pull down. And we're driving by, and me and either Gabby or Danielle, whichever one it was, we're both looking out the window. They are driving, obviously. I'm in the back seat behind them. Mariah's in the passenger seat, probably doing whatever on her phone or looking forward or whatever. And
I was changing the song, I think.
And I look over, and I just happen to notice like a white glove like Michael Jackson, right? Is that how I explained it, I think?
No idea.
and it looked like it took it and like pulled the glass down, but there was no body, there was no arm. It was closed because it was late at night. It was like 11, and it was just freaky.
Because
And
we went to Lawa's.
yeah, that's the most recent thing. So like, I don't know how you describe paranormal, but for me, paranormal is things that happen that I can't explain. Like that's what the definition of paranormal is to me.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is for you?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen anything besides the little boy here? You ever experienced anything?
No, because I shut my door at night.
The other night at your grandma's house,
Or I constantly am playing something, so I can't hear the noises of the house.
the other night at your grandma's house, that baggie fell. Kind of creeped me out a little bit.
I think my grandpa walks around the house.
I
if I'm
told
being 1,000% honest.
Sometimes I feel like he does too. When I'm there by myself, I went upstairs the other night when I was there by myself because your grandma was gone and you were working. And I went upstairs by myself and I don't remember what I was doing, but I grabbed something from upstairs and on my way back down, it sounded like someone was walking behind me. You know how your grandma's floor sound changes when you're walking from the hallway into that bigger open space in the dining room and the living room? Like the floor creaks just a little bit more. It's like a different pitch. That's what I heard. So anyway, we were talking off camera
About
drinking. So when I get home from work is usually when I drink, but that's not as fun because A, no one's up anymore.
no, because I'm
Because
sleeping.
Lucas is in school, you're in sleeping. What?
You said you in sleeping.
You're sleeping. But it's really fun for me when I get drunk while I'm playing Xbox because I feel like I'm better at Fortnite when I'm getting like the time when I'm getting drunk, too drunk, I feel like I play the best Fortnite.
Never heard of that before.
But yeah, so I might drink tomorrow just so I can start sooner.
Just don't forget that you told my dad. Close the pool. Gotta
Well,
winterize
I'll
the
do that
pool.
tomorrow during the day, I imagine.
Oh my gosh. Theo's gonna drive my dad absolutely up the wall. My
We should
dad.
have Theo on the podcast. Shout
He'd
out
eat
Theo.
the mic. That boy don't even mean to be so mean, but he's so mean.
Yeah. I wonder, so if your dad does buy this house, I wondered if he'd let me get a pet.
If my parents do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd love a dog.
Not a big dog.
I want an English bulldog like Maggie or Chester.
Yes. They're
Mhm.
so cute.
I want one so bad.
But just imagine like how much of the stuff that's in this house right now that they would have to come move out. We'd have to get a dining room table. We'd have to get a fridge,
But would
a dryer.
we have to get a dining room table? Because we only use it when I have people over. And if that, like it's full of shit right now. I don't use it when I'm here by myself. We wouldn't have to get a new couch because the one downstairs is your parents, and there's one
I never said anything about a
on the
couch.
porch. Oh,
Goof.
we'd have to get a new rug,
You have to get a freezer, washer and dryer, a fridge,
a stove, a
a
microwave.
stove. I wonder if they would just leave those behind
I would imagine they would.
because the washer and dryer are older than shit.
Yeah, but they work just fine.
The fridge is old. Like these are all things that Dorothy had before I even lived here.
Shout out Dorothy. Dorothy, come on the podcast. Make yourself known.
Yeah.
Touch the tree or something.
I heard that Dorothy is so sweet.
That's the other thing too that they were talking about. So Matt Rife, the people who used to be with Sam and Colby, what's his name? The one that they're gonna have on Hell Week that I told you about.
The one that Michaela likes.
I have no idea. Not the weirdo.
Michaela and I were just talking about it last night.
Anyways, you know who I'm talking about.
The house looks like a smiley face.
Tom, I'll try to grab a picture and a name, throw it up. Anyway, so Matt Rife went to the Conjuring house with them.
There's a mini rubber band just on your floor.
Matt Rife went to the Conjuring house with them, and so they were talking about ghost stuff right away. Right away in the podcast episode with Joe Rogan.
Mm-hmm.
And they brought up a good point that like ghosts, like nothing ever happens during the day. Hoping that Dorothy was gonna come. Little boy, if you're here too, touch the tree or something. Imagine the tree falls over and we got that on video. That'd be insane.
I'd pee my pants.
Hell no. To the no.
I would pee my pants.
That'd be really cool. I don't even think I'd be scared. I think I'd be in awe. Like,
I'd
oh my
pee my
God,
pants.
something happened. Early on in our relationship, I don't know if you know about this because it didn't really go past me just thinking about it, but I thought about going to learn about like demonology. I thought that'd be fun. I was just telling Danny from work, shout out Danny, he's going to be on the podcast. I was just talking.
Looks like a bear.
Huh?
That cloud looks like a bear.
I was just talking to him about how Ed and Lorraine Warren are like I wish they would make their own movie about them.
What's happening with my hair?
Do you know who Ed and Lorraine Warren is?
No.
So the Insidious movies and the Conjuring movies, Ed and Lorraine Warren are the couple that did like the exorcisms and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if Lorraine's still alive or not. I know Ed's not. Lorraine Warren was. Should
I look?
She was a bit. You can. When the first Conjuring movie came out, she was a big help. Or Insidious movie.
Who?
Or Conjuring. Conjuring. They were in the Conjuring movies. Lorraine Warren. Here, you want me to do it? Raien. Or Raine. Lorraine. Warren's Warren.
Louise Warren came up.
We gotta look up Lorraine.
That's what he did.
Tom, throw up a picture of Ed and Lorraine Warren. Yeah, she's still alive?
No.
Oh.
She died April 18th of 2019, age 92.
Rest in peace. So she had visions all the time. That's how that they would figure this shit out. Yep, it's the Conjuring series.
The Conjuring, the Amy Tillville horror,
I don't
The
know what that is.
Haunted, American Ghost Hunter, Hostage to the Devil, A Haunting.
We're gonna go see
Connecticut.
the new Conjuring movie, by the way.
Yeah, we already talked about that.
Okay.
I figure I will not be sleeping for.
I love the Conjuring series.
Ed Warren died in 2016.
Yeah, he's been dead for a while. But yeah, I wish they would make their own movie about them. I feel like that'd be a good movie. I feel like it would get a lot of traction in the horror genre.
Mm-hmm.
Just because those two were
I would go watch that movie a million times.
Just because they were such prolific figures in the horror scene for so many years. Ed and Lorraine Warren were the first people to go to the Conjuring house. And the people that lived in the Conjuring house that were getting possessed, are you listening?
Yes.
The people that got possessed and stuff kicked Ed and Lorraine Warren out because they thought that they were pissing the spirit off, and they thought that they were the reason that their mom and their wife was getting thrown around the house. Is it crazy to you? It's crazy to me to think that something like that happens and it's real. It's crazy to me that like people get possessed by something that's not real. Like it's about as crazy to me as space.
They only have one kid too.
Ed and Lorraine Warren. Yeah.
Judy Warren.
They're coming out with a new Nun movie. So here's what we should do. I found a video on TikTok. I'll have to send it to you. There's a video that goes through chronologically all of the Conjuring and Insidious universes because they all have to do with like it's like Marvel. How Marvel universe, they have all these different like solo movies, but then they all branch into the same universe at the same time. That's how like the Conjuring movies and stuff are. So I think we should start at 1, which I believe is the Conjuring, and then there's like I think 8 or 9 movies in that chronological time space, and I think we should start at 1 and just watch them.
Conjuring what?
Look up chronological Conjuring timeline, and then I'll just talk while you're doing that because I feel like you're not going to say anything. But I don't know. To me, it's crazy to think that stuff like that happens.
How to watch a Conjuring in order?
Yeah. I feel like I've seen all these movies too. I just don't know for sure. I haven't seen The Devil Made Me Do It. You know what horror movies I'm not a fan of?
There's 9 movies.
Yeah. You know
you
what?
watch The Nun.
Is that number 1?
Watch Annabelle.
Is that number 1?
Yeah. Then you watch The Nun 2.
I haven't seen
then you watch Annabelle.
The Nun 2 hasn't come out yet.
I don't know, that's what it says. Yes, it has. The Nun 2. It says now in theaters.
Yeah, okay, so it has. So we should go see it then, is what you're saying.
The order. And then it's Annabelle 2014, The Conjuring.
Conjuring's
Annabelle
such a good
Comes
movie.
Home 2019. The Curse of
La Llorona.
Yes.
That's not a very good movie.
From 2019. Conjuring 2 from 2016.
Also not a very good movie.
The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It 2021.
So
then this one says it differently. How to watch the Conjuring
Let me
movies
see.
by release date. The Conjuring, then Annabelle, Conjuring 2, then Annabelle Creation, The Nun, The Curse, Annabelle Comes Home, and then The Conjuring.
Let me see that.
You're going to read it the same way I just did.
So that's movies by release date.
That's what I just said.
Oh. Yeah, so this is the Conjuring movies in chronological order. So yeah. So this is what I think we should do. We should start with The Nun and then just go down. I don't really like the Annabelle movies either. The Nun that they portray the Nun as. Tom, throw up a picture of the Nun.
Hell no, to the no.
Crazy looking. And it's crazy that it's all makeup. It's 1:45 already. You got anything else you want to say? I feel like we should just start wrapping this up. I feel like it's...
Dude, that's what she literally looks like in real life.
Who? The Nun?
Yes.
Yeah.
She looks like a nun.
She looks like a scary nun.
Yeah.
You know what else we should watch?
She looks like she'd haunt my dreams.
I think you and me, I've seen 3 or 4 seasons, but I don't remember what they were about. I think me and you should start at season 1 of American Horror Story, and I think we should just watch it all.
I didn't like it.
I loved it.
I did not. I watched the first 2 episodes.
The chick from Ratched on Netflix, I don't remember what her name is in real life, but she's like one of the main people that they kept. American Horror Story. I really did not like Emma Roberts in American Horror Story. It was too Mean Girls-esque. But yeah, we'll start wrapping this up. Is there anything that you want to say? Anything you got going on?
No.
Anything? I'll get all your social media so people can follow you if they want.
Don't follow me. I probably will.
Tom will probably throw it up on screen now, and
Just kidding. You can follow me.
Can't
promise I'll add you back.
I have 2 guests for sure. Don't know which order they're going to be in. We might have a pretty big guest coming soon. I just need to get the courage to text him. Maybe I'll have you help me do that when we go back downstairs.
What? Text him?
Yeah. Well, I'll message him through Instagram.
It's not scary.
I just don't know what to say though. But Ethan's going to help me out with that.
I have a podcast.
Ethan's going to help me out with that. I think Ethan's going to be on the same episode just so because Ethan grew up with him. So.
Oh, yeah. I know.
So you know who I'm talking about now.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so all theirs. This was Mariah, my future soon-to-be wife. So yeah. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Whatever else you do on YouTube, comment. Merch possibly coming soon. Been in the talks with some people about that. You want to know what I think I'm going to do?
I'm just kidding.
I think I'm going to make a koozie with boobs. Have you seen those before?
No.
I think I'm going to put a gut on it too, since the name of the podcast is Fat Bitches Only. So yeah, merch possibly coming soon. Probably won't say Fat Bitches Only because I don't think that that's something. But I feel like taglines that I say on the show, like "Cut It, Tom," "Shout Out," just other things. I feel like or funny things that get said on the podcast, I feel like would be a good shirt. Like and subscribe. Sub to Minty on TikTok. Cut it, Tom.